Alrighty, welcome online, ladies and gentlemen. We're just setting up for today's event. In fact, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a quick timer just to make sure that everyone has enough time to get their members online. Apologies, the app did not send an alert out today. Ryan's overseas, Jack's, everyone's over different places. We're going to make sure that never happens again from today looking forward, that we always do have the app coming out. But you can see the small numbers in the room are a direct result of no app alert going out. So if I was you and I was the leaders promote, I would send a text to your key leaders now saying, pass it on, Members Night is live. You're going to miss some announcements, some new launches, and you're also going to miss a great interview. So make sure you pass it on to everyone. Got about 60 seconds for them to get into the room, and we'll start soon. Alrighty, as we get the event underway today, some people don't speak fluent English, so have a quick listen to this about closed captions during this live event, which are only available if you're here in Zoom. If you're watching us on YouTube, unfortunately, that is not the case in the live meeting.
Untuk mengaktifkan terjemahan bahasa Indonesia, silakan klik caption di panel laptop atau handphone Anda semua.
Para poder obtener la traducción en español, es necesario hacer clic en el menú de Zoom y elegir la opción Subtítulos en español.
大家好，如果你想看字幕，请按屏幕底下的 CC 按钮，选择中文。此功能仅适用于直播。
Bonjour, bienvenue à cet événement Neumi. Vous pouvez activer les sous-titres dans votre langue en cliquant sur Sous-titres au bas de l'écran. Veuillez noter que cette option fonctionne uniquement dans la salle Zoom en direct. Merci et bonne écoute.
大家好，如果你想看字幕，請按屏幕底下嘅 CC 按鈕選擇中文。呢個功能淨係適用於直播。
Alrighty, welcome online, ladies and gentlemen, to today's Members Night. I love being on live for this event because this is where we announce new things coming in from around the world, new tools. What do they say? Success leaves clues. I'm going to share a quick interview with somebody who's been enormously successful in the team. I can see people are on from Perth, Indonesia, Canada, Nevada, Christchurch, New Zealand, lots of American places, Georgia, Virginia, you name it, Illinois. People coming on from all over the world, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, today, I'm going to kick off with 3 announcements, and I'm going to do an interview, then I'll remind you about the 3 in case someone gets on late. So firstly, things are going wild around the world right now in new countries. I mean, for those that don't know, Greece is about to go off like a frog in a sock. That's an Aussie statement. It's going to go kaboom, 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 right? So it's going to be pretty exciting. In addition to that, we also have pre-launch for Thailand and pre-launch for Japan. Some of you missed last week's meeting. There was a little bit of confusion thinking, I'll just turn up to Neumi TV. No, it doesn't work that way. This meeting has a specific link. So if you look in the chat right now, I have put the link in right now. If you're going to go to this week's meet or next week's meeting on Thursday in USA time, which is Friday in the Southern Hemisphere, you'll need to pre-register. We want to know who has genuine contacts in that country or those countries. Now, do yourself a favor, reach out and ask people in your contacts. I did a competition yesterday giving away some free product away. And as a result, I had 8 brand new leads and a number of them said they know people in Thailand and Japan. Boom. There's contacts coming out everywhere out of the woodwork, which is fantastic. So it's in the chat. Make sure you copy that link. Make sure you send that to everybody in your team so that everybody can be on for next week's call. about the details of Thailand and Japan, which is really exciting as Neumi continues to expand around the globe. Having said all of that, let me also say that we have some brand new tools, and I'm just going to quickly show some of them to you now. Some of you may not even be aware of some of the tools we also launched literally just the other day. So let's have a quick look. Firstly, I'm going to Vimeo to show them to you. The first one is, if you didn't know, we recorded a 6-minute version of the Neuro product, including all the ingredients and so forth. And that's been translated into multiple languages, and that is in your apps right now. So you have a Neuro tool that was in there about 2 weeks ago. Following that, we took David Larson's awesome talk. We had to edit out things, any reference of any words of dementia or Alzheimer's, even though he wasn't talking about our product relating to that. We needed to remove them. And now in your app, there is a completely clean version of David's presentation you can send out that mentions no mention of dementia or Alzheimer's. And I know corporate wanted me to say this. I know David said that dementia is not a disease, but it's a medical condition, so we can't say it. Okay, so it's not allowed in our vocabulary at all. And then guess what we did overnight? Ready? Drum roll. Who loves Bert? Type in yes if you love Bert. Because if you go to your apps today, we actually have taken Bert's presentation from the summit. We've abbreviated it down, taken a couple of things out, and it's in your app like now. Now, it doesn't look like that on the screen. Just look for the wording that says the science behind Neuro, Bert Wonnacott. It has a screen that looks blue, but that video is now in your apps as well. So you have all of these tools ready to be used. There's more coming. We are editing and uploading, uploading more things. Again, you speak, we listen. Some people said, hey, why don't we have Dr. Crozier's presentation in the current app? We do now. Why don't we have Dr. Kirsten Heischetter's? We do now. So there's more and more things being added to the app all the time. The one final thing about the app is by next week, we will no longer have forgetting to send out alerts. That will be happening. It'll be automated, and we'll get all the alerts out to you. Because like I said today, I can look at the numbers online, and the only reason they're low is that we didn't get an alert out, which is sad and unfortunate. But good leaders, as I say, don't rely on the company to do all the promotion. Good leaders are promoters, and I'm sure Otello will attest to that, because he's going to be one of our people I'm interviewing today. Will tell you a bit more about that. Now, I want to point out one more thing too. This is important. I was chatting to Anton in marketing about this. You know, we launch all these new tools, and please, I'm looking at this from this perspective. You might look at it from this perspective. I'm only going to tell you as a Crown who has probably nearly 100,000 in the team, the things I do that have grown us to those numbers. So if someone has a different opinion, check with your coach. I'm not your coach. However, we talked about the difference between a validation tool and a recruitment tool. Just know that people's attention spans are so quick these days that when they check out a tool, it needs to be a short one up front at the start. Why? Because they're not going to watch a long 45-minute presentation as a first exposure often, right? I can see Otello nodding again. So the 2-minute video is our first exposure, an opportunity presentation covering everything, about 25 minutes. That's our second tool. Steve Scott's amazing presentation is a validation tool that I use after people have gone through those first 2 tools. Right. And that's the same with Bert's tool. That's the same with David Larson's tool. They are validation tools. You might want to use those tools in social media and things like that to attract leads. Absolutely fantastic. But when we're talking about the basics of the Neumi 1, 2, 3, the people who have the biggest businesses will tell you that it's keep it simple. You know, KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. Right? That's what I used to get told. So keep it simple. And that means 2-minute video, opportunity presentation everywhere. If someone says, how do I recruit this brand new, sports star? 2-minute video, opportunity presentation. How do I recruit this scientist? 2-minute video, opportunity presentation. How do I recruit this mum or dad? 2-minute video, opportunity presentation. After that, sure, Steve's presentation, Bert's presentation, all these validation tools are amazing tools that you can use after the fact. But again, for the untrained network marketer that doesn't understand it, if you just drown people with long videos up front, that will probably be one of the reasons that you're not ranking fast. So keep it simple is the key worldwide, and always have the same sort of process. Now, With that in mind, success leaves clues. I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about the field. It's been very humbling to be involved in Neumi and see people join us who have way more experience than me. And I sit there in awe of their backgrounds, their knowledge, their wisdom. And this is why all the good leaders get on live on Members Night every week, because you get to hear from some of those individuals. Now, I'm one of these people, I don't care which team you're in. I put on my team hat sometimes, sure, but 99% of the time I have on the greater good servant leader, all of Neumi and everyone. Rising tide floats all boats. So we want to interview people from every team. Now, I was fortunate enough the day that he joined Neumi to meet this beautiful man, Italo. Italo is the father to Elias, our beautiful friend who passed away. And both of these gentlemen had so much wisdom, and it was a blessing for all of us, no matter what team you're in, for them being affiliated with this company. So today I'm going to interview Italo, who's one of our newest diamonds. So with that invite, if you want to unmute Italo, I'd love to bring you onto the screen.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction. I appreciate that.
Welcome, buddy. Now I got to tell you that some of the things you do on a daily basis now in Neumi have been impacted by this guy, whether you're in his team or not, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But for some people who don't know, and by the way, not only is Italo a diamond, within his team, he's got rocketing business exploding around the world with diamonds all over the place as well. So congratulations on your achievement, my friend. What I would love to do for those people who don't know you as well as I do, can you tell us a little bit about how long you've been in the industry and some of your background?
Well, I have been in this industry for about almost 35 years, and I know that the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then I started in the life, as I was a Navy guy. I was 23 years, and so I'm an industrial engineer also, and I was professor of the university as well. Something simple. That's it, no more than that, I had been, well, the last 5 years, I was just being a consultant for this kind of company, the network marketing company. I live in Utah. So, and I consulted in duplication system and comp plan and international development of business as a company. This is really simple. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So if you didn't pick up on that, over 30 years experience consulting to network marketing companies this is the key word you heard there, if you didn't hear it, duplication. That is the most powerful word here, because sometimes people get involved in network marketing and they go out and do certain actions and they get results, but what they do can't be duplicated by the next person. And then they wonder why they go like this and like that and plateau, and eventually they end up quitting, going, this thing doesn't work. Italo is the master of understanding duplication is the key. That's the biggest word I want you to get out of this interview. So I'm curious, Italo, with someone with your level of experience, what were the biggest influences that helped you to hitch your wagon and join forces with Neumi?
Well, this is a really nice question, because actually I was sort of retired, and then from the distribution, and I'm more than consulting, as I explained before. But somebody told me, say, do you eat a little? They call me eat a little in the industry, and say, about the glutathione? Yeah, I know about glutathione, but I know also it's a really fragile molecule. It doesn't work. No, I know this another company, new company. They have a sublingual in nanoside, and then I asked for the company name, and I was right here 10 minutes away from my home, So I went over there, and I'm doing the long story short, I have a meeting with Steve for 3.5 hours, and I asked him many questions, and as a leader, and I realized they have something nobody has. Is the hydrostat technology. This one, because many people in my family too, they have been working right here in executive levels in the company, and they are trying for decades, to increase, the absorption in the body, and many ways they do it. Some do it the more easy. I mean, the best one is with double encapsulating. That was the feasibility went to 25%. But in over 95%, I was starting. So I talked with them. It was the first thing. And then I was interested. And then no one interested, and I get so excited. And then I talked with Steve, and I tried to pick up the philosophy of the company, the philosophy of him. And I realized he was a really honest man. It was a real deal. No, it wasn't run somebody right here in Utah with $10 million you want to do it. And they have a company, but they know even the distribution, nothing. So he knew about that. And then the philosophy is helping people. And then I say, I think it's right here. I can be right here. And I told my son, we have 9 hours more of meetings with the executives and stuff like that, and we decide this will be the last thing you want to do in life, because I don't think you want to have something like that probably in 10, 15, or 20 years more. So I don't want to miss that ride. So I just said I'm here because I want to be part of something we are really helping people in the health and also economically speaking, all the people. That's the reason why.
Beautiful. And you know what? These are important factors. Having a corporate executive is not egotistical, it's not about flashing the money, but more about helping people. Having a technology that nobody else has anything remotely like always makes me laugh when someone says, oh, yeah, I've got a product that does something like that. I'm like, you haven't actually understood what we do then. No, it's not possible. There is nothing comes close, which is cool. Now, in your case, you've had such a long experience in the industry, even a consultant, successfully in the industry and what have you. Now, you, like me, have seen a number of people who are take off really fast, like a flash in the pan, and then they disappear, versus those that might take off slower, but they consistently grow and they have consistent growth in their business and duplication. What do you think is the difference for someone who really consistently grows their business?
Well, I think, in my opinion, there's two things right here. Sometimes, when we are recruiting, right now we're so excited, and sometimes we oversell the opportunity, and then we create an expectation. And some people out is speaking about a millionaire, make a millionaire, they want to be millionaire in 3 months, So they don't know how long it takes to make 7 figures, like, I know too. So, and then this is one thing, and the second thing is that people don't have the real expectation because they don't have a system, and nobody has a mentor, or they don't know what they need to know. This is it's not a sprint. This is the marathon. This is if you can do you are recruiting the people, you are telling them, that one, you create a right expectation, and then the people have the right expectation. And second one, the people, the second thing is the people, even though when they have their expectation, they want to crack that, they want to be really fast and something like that. Even, well, another kind of people, they want to do a fast recruiting, and then it doesn't work like that. You need to pass for the process. It's like the mother, when they want to deliver a baby, they need to have 9 months. You need to pass for the processes, the processes that the recruiting on a person, and then training the person in the right way. So that's the people. Majority of the people, they leave because they don't know. They don't have the training, and because if they have the training, the real training, is they will never leave the opportunity, especially this one. This one is an amazing opportunity. Probably, in my opinion, we will not have maybe in 30 years, the model of the business, the technology we have, the comp plan we have, the fast, is creating more markets, and around the world. That is amazing. Oh my things, amazing opportunity for whatever person they really want to create something real, a real big business. So this is something, that we can tell.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. And look, like I said before, we're not in the same team, but we see the world in exactly the same way. And I love that. So again, I wrote some notes just then, which was fantastic, but a system, having a mentor, not overselling, letting the tools do the work of of the selling, so people don't oversell it. But having a training system, and I love that, and Phoebe would have been nodding, I'm sure, being a midwife, having it takes 9 months to birth a baby, so make sure the people are getting what they need through the umbilical cord of these events, through your team events, etc., etc. And so if someone's in Neumi but they're not on these and they're not getting the training, well, it's going to be that baby's going to die prematurely. A great analogy. So I love that. So with that in mind, you and I have had a lot of conversations around this, about duplication. So what are some of the secrets to duplication in your opinion, my friend?
Well, the secret is no secret, but one thing they need to have a system and duplication is need to be simple. That's in my experience, I'm an engineer, industrial engineer. My expertise is in process control, and then the process and stuff like that. So system, this is what I was teaching at university when I was recruited in the first company many years ago. So we are talking about the secret, the duplication need to be simple. In the beginning, I was creating something, a monster. The only person I understand was me, and then people don't understand. So the system need to be so simple that person need to understand in 30 minutes. And then they feel attracted to you need to say, you know what? This is something I can do it. Yeah, this is a simple thing. They need to be like that. The simplicity is the mother of all the concepts about the duplication. There are another thing, the less incident, but simplicity need to be like that. With 1, 2, 3, boom, simple. Something like that. And then you can mold it a little bit with tools, and then this will be more simple too, telling the people they are not the message, they are the messengers. People, they want to learn everything, they want to become Dexter Jagger, they want to Jim Brown. No, they need to know how to pass a tool. This is all about, like you said in the beginning right here, we have some, to pick the interest, some tools to pick the interest, and some tools to validate that. You know what I mean? It's a validation, basically, is a second step, is educating them in order to elevate the conscious level of the person and what they get involved, and also the trust in the system, the trust in the company, the trust in the products, and the trust in you, because they say, well, this guy, the only thing he did was give me a video, give me a PDF, and I am right here being a diamond or whatever, so simplicity.
Love it, love it, love it. And it's interesting, I was thinking about this while you were talking, that before I got a good mentor, I was in another company, and at one point I was the highest personally recruited, or second highest in the world in terms of personal recruitment. And I was proud of that until this mentor, who had the wisdom you do, said, I don't have to be proud of that. I'm like, what do you mean? Look at my personal sponsorship. And he said, have you noticed how you're plateauing and you're not getting beyond that? Because you haven't taught basic, simple systems that the other people could do. So being a great salesperson, batting my chest, going, look how many people I've recruited. And some of these affiliate programs you'll see online trying to distract you from your upline support to say, hey, I've sponsored 6,000 people. Great. Are you still with that company? Are you still earning the money? Are you still at the top of the comp plan, or was it flash in the pan? So core basic things, having a good mentor, like what he just said, holding them through a basic, simple system is the key. You're not really excites me is that not only does Italo and his team promote the same thing around the Neumi 123 and across the world. Just the other day, I was talking to the brand new Greek leaders who've got, again, way more experience than me, and they have hitched their wagon to exactly the same Neumi 123. That's exactly what Jonathan in Indonesia has done. So worldwide, in many languages, we have a unified approach. Now, are there people who are doing their own thing? Absolutely. But I can just talk about the ones who've got the biggest rank advancements, and they're all doing basic, simple systems. So success leaves clues. So with that in mind, another question. I want to publicly thank Italo for this as well, because you wouldn't know what's going on behind the scenes. My mentor, and I bow down his knowledge because he's got more knowledge than me, right? So ego in the drawer. What does Alex know? Alex helped create the systems, the processes, and so forth here. And he created something called the 130-10 philosophy, which you haven't watched. If you haven't watched it, it's in your app. It's something we send to everyone when they get started. And it's the way you build for the most profit versus being a flash in the pan. And it talks about how many legs to build, how to build it, how to structure it. And so that's our core philosophy of the Neumi business. When Italo came on, he said so humbly, and I love this about a humble leader, he said, listen, can I give you just an opinion on something? I said, sure. And Alex said, you're going to listen to this. And he said, you know what? Some people are scared by the 100 names, right? We need to chunk it down to something as even better, to a baby step that everyone knows and believes they can do. And a concept was added to the revised version of the 130-10 called cycles. Now, I don't want to take the wind out or the thunder for this. I'm going to hand it back to Italo. So, Italo, you created the concept of cycles that comes out of my mouth every time I get someone new started now. So tell us about what cycles mean.
Well, it really, I was struggling many years ago, what I mean, because some people, when you say it's just 100 name, you had to have 100 name. You cannot escape of that. So, and then some people feel intimidated. And some people say, no, you know what? I don't think I can do it. And another people started doing 100 names, and then it's that people is so, you cannot make the follow up. It's like a lady has 10 kids, 10 babies, cannot feeding all the 10 babies, and then some of they're unattended, some are been attended. So, and then I come up with this one, 15 years ago, and put it 30 and 30 and 30 and cycle. So because you're 30 people, you can do that. It's handled. It's manageable. And then you cannot lose maybe sometimes very good prospect because you didn't do the good job with the follow-up with them in a week. So a cycle is really, really simple. Like I said, make a list of 30 people, and then in 3 days, 10 days first day, 10 days the second day, 10 days the third day. And then you will have all the kind of people, so you realize that, it's a statistic, So 24 people of them, they will say no. And then fantastic, no problem, because this is the system. You are expecting having 24 people say no. If you're a brand new in this one, 3 people want to say yes, but 3 people will want to be good, and 3 people want to be customers, because they say, you know what, I don't think I want to do this, but I really like the product, I want to do that. I want to buy, I want to be your customer. So this is in a cycle. So you finish the cycle in a week. You do that in 3 days, and the 4 days in the week, you do the follow-up, and you end it up, and then you have the 3 people, they want to join your team. The next week, you work with them. Right now, your role changed because you are not right now the recruiter. You are the helping the guide, being guide to the people you recruited. Because the people want to say you what I have to do. Is you say 30 people. And then this is a cycle. You make the cycle 3 times, you can do that 3 times in 45 days. You can have 9 people. And then you can have people, which people will be on the top, what people will be in the second line, whatever, depending on their commitment, you interview the people. And then if you do that 6 times in 9 days, you are prepared to be crowned. And 180 people, there are 30 people, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. They say the first time will be a little more difficult than other way because you don't have the experience. But later on, second cycle, do it again. Boom, it's easier. Third cycle, better and better and better. But it's just a piece of chunk of people. 30 people you can handle, and you are the people don't join to you is because you did everything you could systematically to people see the opportunity. They don't wanna, no problem. But it's not sometimes it's our fault, say we didn't do. Sometimes I say to people, people say no and say, you know what, I want to apologize to you because I couldn't have, the words, the tools to tell you how big is this opportunity. So cycles is magic, and you cannot escape. You have 100 people, they had 200 people. Boom, 200 people, you can prepare for the crown in this company.
Beautiful, beautiful. And isn't it interesting? So you think of, big, hairy, audacious goal, want to go crown, and then work it back, really basic steps. I love it. Could you call 10 people today? Yeah. 10 people tomorrow? Yeah. 10 people the day after? Yeah. The rest of the week, could you have your upline help you follow up with those people and sift through? Like you said, 24 say no, care factor. 6 said yes, 3 customers, 3 members, and off we go, and we duplicate it again. And that, my friends, was so profound and simple that Alex and I talked with corporate and we incorporated it into that official 13010 recording, which is in your app. So use that to get people started, which is fantastic. Now, from your perspective, my friend, what would you say would be the 3 most important concepts to be successful in Neumi? I'm curious.
Well, once you are recruited, you are educated, what is the company, what is the comp plan, what is everything, the only variable is you, because everybody have the same comp plan, everybody have the same products, the same philosophy, the same countries around the world. So what I had to do is the first thing, in my opinion, is to put your why you want to do this. Why? I don't know. Everybody has differences. Some people want to pay the school, university. Some people want to buy a house for the mom. Some people want to change, the seed codes. Many way, many why you want to do that. But this why need to be real. Need to be real because that will be the support you will have when you have obstacles. And then you realize why you are doing that. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what obstacle you have, and then people say, no, you feel down or whatever obstacle you have. If you have a strong why, this will be your support, Right here, we know we don't have bosses. You don't have bosses, but the truth is really, yes, we have a boss. Your boss is your why. This is what you have, your dream. This is what you want to support you want to move to you. And the second thing is the belief. You have to start in this 5 simple belief. You have to believe in the industry. You have to believe in the company. You have to believe in the products. You have to believe in the system. You have to believe in yourself. And then you have to assess it every day, validating, okay, this is my belief in the company. For example, when I joined the company, my belief in the industry, 1 to 10, 10. My belief in the company, 1 to 10, 2. Because they didn't know the company. I didn't know Steve. I didn't know the philosophy. I didn't know anything about the company. So I had to be involved with that. I had to understand everything. And then my belief started growing and growing and growing. Right now, my belief in the company is 10, you know? And then, for example, a belief in yourself. It's, you know what? I don't think I can do that. You had to personal development. You need to have the personal development. You need to read, the books, as you know, right here, every day, reading books, everything. I have 35 years in this one, and still I read in 2 books a month. Still I take it, still I have a mentor. I have to be with that. You need to do personal development because you can imagine, probably know, just few months ago, I lost my kid. This was really difficult for me. But you know what? I had to keep going. And you need to be strong because obstacles are in the life. Obstacles, this is for me, for the biggest obstacle I have been in my entire life. But you had to believe you can do that. So if you do have these two, and then the third one is you had to take action. You had to take action in a system. You had to learn the system. You take action on the system. You cannot start doing something for yourself because you never have been a multimillionaire, nothing like that in this industry. So maybe you are, but you know what I mean? You can do, you have the authority to do whatever, but system, you have to follow the system. You follow the system. Your belief in the system is increasing so strong. You recruited the people, you are selling the company, you're selling the system. And then because the people don't know how to do this business, and then the people in your team also, they want to start learning the system. And then you have your why, your beliefs, and your system, action and the system. So this is for me, the three things, basic. There's a three concepts. Basically, you have to be strongly focused on that. And then you will start having success. You are mastering. You know what you are being mastering? Mastering being happy, mastering being relaxed, and then mastering you really are helping people. They are helping you. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful. You know what's so funny with language translations? At one point, I thought you said that your boss was your wife, and I'm like, Liz would agree with this. But then I realized it was your boss is your why. Because Liz is now my financial controller. I don't touch the books anymore, and Liz is my travel agent because she does an amazing job. But I believe what you said, your why. Because when I got my business off the ground in the previous company, my daughter and not seeing her enough was my why. So totally agree with that. A funny little thing I thought of too that I want to share with you guys. He mentioned belief, and there's a thing called the belief bucket. If you could picture a bucket in front of us right now, and we drill a hole at the bottom for number 1, or we go all the way up to number 10. Now, your belief in the industry, 10 out of 10. Well, the hole's there, so the water's going to stay in there. But if your belief in the product or the company you're with is a 1, doesn't matter. It's going to empty the bucket. And so it's important that you work on that. So sometimes, I'm going to the gym these days, started at 53 and 56 now, and I'm starting to get, more muscles than I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've got no intention of being that. However, I'm fitter than I've ever been, which is really, really cool. But with the belief bucket, here's what can happen in Neumi, and maybe don't be this person. You hear about glutathione, so you study glutathione up the wazoo, but you don't invest any time in building any of your own self-belief. So you come out and you're like that person at the gym who has enormous biceps and little chicken legs because you haven't done a well-rounded approach. You're going biceps, 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 and you're going glutathione, glutathione, glutathione. Hey, start working well-rounded. Start working on the chicken legs, which might be your Achilles heel, the things that are holding you back from self-belief. And what he just said is so profound. So thank you for sharing today. Is there any parting thoughts or parting remarks you'd love to share with everybody today, please?
Well, I want to say I'm so grateful for this opportunity that Steve put together and all the leadership like you and Alex is in my upline, because they are being really, really prepared on opportunity for this. So take advantage, and all the leadership right here, all the new family right here, and take advantage of that, appreciate that, what I mean, and learning that, and all the changes, all the things they are doing. I want to say thank you so much, everybody for doing this, and deploy this, because I promise you in 10 years, this opportunity still will be hot, really hot, Their company, which was founded in 1959, still people join that company, I know that company very good, that company. But today, we have a company, you can be retired right here. But retired, really helping people with a real opportunity. So this is what I want to say to you from the bottom of my heart, of course, and thank you very much to my friend to invite me right here to be with you guys and all of you in the family and the new family. And I feel proud. I feel proud of to share this opportunity. You have to feel proud of the shared opportunity. If you don't feel proud, because your belief is still a little low. But thank you so much, and I really desire my maximum success that you can have it. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. And we really appreciate from the bottom of our hearts you sharing your wisdom today. Now, some of you, if you got on late, you may not know, because some people did, I saw log on during the middle of the event, you've missed out on some of the announcements. So you can go to YouTube and play it back. But in the chat right now, please copy and paste the Thailand and Japan event details for pre-registration. You can't just turn up next Thursday on Neumi TV. You must be pre-registered, and it's a special link for that event. Make sure you get that to every one of your people. Don't rely on the company sending it out. Grab it now, copy paste it, send it to all your members. Again, if you're on late and you missed the start of the event, you don't know that we have a bunch of new tools in the app. And one of them is Bert Wonacott's Summit event, which is now live in the app, and you can start sending it out as a validation tool. So I'd highly recommend, if you got on late, go back to YouTube now, watch the start to understand where those tools fit in as a validation tool versus a primary recruiting tool. So thank you, everybody, for today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh, and just a reminder that Steve Scott is not on tomorrow. So pass that on. Tomorrow, he's overseas. So this is the last event for the week. But next week, there will be the Diamonds presenting on the official presentation. There'll be members night, and there'll also be Steve, and there'll be the Japan